Being by itself is all that is experienced. There is only being, and this being knows itself as what we experience as awareness. And the we that experience ourself as awareness is awareness itself, the one being that is present. And being that there is only one being, that we can only really find one being present. We do not find non-being. This is the experience of peace, love, and happiness or contentment. For being that there's only one being present, there is nothing outside of this being to perturb the presence of our being. And being that our being is alone, it is not moving within a medium greater than itself. It is already the only medium present, and its presence is changeless. It is always present. So that always presentness is peace itself, being imperturbable. Experientially, realizing this awareness as the only being that is peace. The ultimate peace, the peace that transcends all feeling tones, sensations, thoughts of a peace. Such a ephemeral, phenomenal peace is subject to disappearance, whereas this peace of being the imperturbable, only presence of being that is eternal, timeless, and therefore ultimate. This being the only presence is the experience of love. Again, there is nothing outside this presence of our being to have a relationship with. If there is relationship, there is the possibility of conflict or harmony. Yet this being does not have a relationship with itself. It is itself. It is indivisibly itself. And that absolute absence of separation between itself and itself is love. And that means that everything that we perceive, the physical space, the body of sensations, the people, the animals, are all made of this one being, and so are all made of love. So wherever we look, wherever we direct our attention, we are experiencing only the substance of love. And that love is unconditional. It is always present, irrespective of the conditions of experience. And this being, in its own experience of itself, is peace and love, and simultaneously, another synonym for this presence, directly, experientially, is happiness or contentment. When we use the word happiness, we don't mean an elated or ecstatic or vibrant vibration or state of the mind or body. This happiness is the ultimate completeness, wholeness. being that this being is the only presence present, it is infinite. There is nothing outside of itself. There are no borders, no boundaries. This presence is unlimited and is as such experienced by itself as whole, complete, not a relative wholeness compared to incompleteness, but an absolute wholeness, an absolute completeness that is eternal. So experiencing this as our being is the remedy to all psychological suffering that would claim that there is a separate limited entity who has problems attached to it, that is affected by events, affected by states of mind. For that entity is not fundamentally real. The only reality is this one being that is ourself, that is infinite peace, love, and happiness. So the way to this peace, love, and happiness is not to manipulate the stream of the mind that claims such a separate, limited entity is ourself, but rather just to recognize the presence that we are, that is real, that is reality, that is aware here now, and inquire into the nature of that. Does that have any limitations? Does that have any sorrow within it intrinsically? Sorrow may appear as a thought, commenting on a sensation, but that thought and the sensation are just clouds moving within this space-like presence of awareness. They do not define the spaciousness of awareness. They do not condition that spaciousness, just as a cloud does not limit or condition the sky. This awareness is aware of all the clouds of thoughts and sensations, but doesn't get affected by any of them. And when there is speaking of this presence of awareness that we really are, from this awareness to this awareness, all that's sufficient is in understanding this awareness to simply listen and allow understanding to occur, because we are already this awareness. We are already this infinite reality that is peace, love, and happiness intrinsically. And so we already know that. What makes us seem not to know that is a belief in the mind that our identity is identical to the concept of a separate, limited person or soul or mind or body. So here, the invitation is not to focus on that concept. It is to set that concept aside and to just be clear with what the evidence is of the current experience. Because reality is evident and present in and as the current experience. It is not found in an imagining of a past or a future, because the past and the future are appearances that begin to exist after the fact that the current experience is present. That is, that reality is present. So to find the nature of reality, all that's required is to be aware of what is really present now, not what is coming in and out of existence. And if we find the nature of that which is always present, this aware presence, hearing these words, and we find that it is the only presence present, that everything that we are aware of comes and goes, then we find that this awareness is the fundamental reality of being. And so when we look back at the things that are coming and going, like the thoughts, the sensations, the perceptions, we find that they are emerging from and are made of this reality of awareness. And so we can fully engage with every aspect of our human living, knowing full well and feeling full well that everything is ourself equally, that the body is made of ourself, the mind is made of ourself, and the cosmos is made of ourself. And so everything is made of peace, love, and happiness.